Morning, guys. I hope you are doing well. Welcome to Richfield. Welcome to today's session. My name is Isangoi, for those who knows about me already. You got my email address, isan@richfield.ac.za. You can also contact me via WhatsApp, right? So this is our workshop number 2. Today's workshop, we are going to do more labs, more practicals, right? So we are going to do practical networking, right? Let me share my screen so that I can tell you what we are going to talk about today, right? Yeah, so we are going to talk about practical networking, right? So let me, yeah. So at the end of this session, you are going to understand how to configure computers, how to troubleshoot, how to assign like your devices IP addresses, how to connect your computer to the internet, how to check your network configurations, and how to do some basic tasks, and how to use some networking configurations or networking tools that we are going to talk about today, right? So today we are going to do some labbing, right? Some labs. So we do have like 11 or 10 exercises. We are going to start from basic level, right? So how to assign like your computer, like an IP address, how to connect your computer to other computers, how to view like other computers, like in your network, and so on, right? Let me try to see there is somebody who's trying to connect. Morning, Philemon. Morning.
Morning, sir. How are you?
Fine, you?
How are you doing?
Hey, I'm fine.
Okay, no problem. I think they are coming.
Oh, okay, because I've
Yeah, yeah.
started already and the session is going to be recorded, right? But
No
as
problem.
you just joined now, I'll try to start afresh,
No,
right?
no
Yeah,
problem.
yeah, let me try to share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I see.
So today we are going to do practical networking, right? So I wanted you guys to go through these labs with me, right? Let me try to see if there's somebody who's trying to connect. Yeah, right. So we are going to do some practicals, right? We're going to start from lab number 1 up to lab number 14, right? But we do have only 55 minutes, so I will do my best to finish all those practicals, right? Let's start with lab number 1. For lab number 1, we are going to see how to assign manually like an IP address to your computer, right? You see, when you are dealing with devices, especially computers, you need to know, like an engineer, how to assign your computer an IP address, right? So what you need to do, you have to go to your notification area, right? You are going to check for your wireless symbol or your Ethernet symbol. You right click, you click on open network and sharing, right? You just wait and you go to Ethernet when you are dealing with cables. But when you are dealing with Wi-Fi, you have to go to Wi-Fi, right? Let's go to Ethernet, right? When you click on Ethernet, you have to go to change adapter options. And you click there, right? So now you are going to see three adapters, right? You go to Ethernet when you are dealing with cables, but when you are dealing with Wi-Fi, you have to go to Wi-Fi. Let's go to Ethernet, you right click, and you go to properties, right? And you have to go to Ethernet protocol version 4. You double click, right? So now you are going to see two options. Remember that you can assign your computer like an IP address manually or automatically. So for manually, you are going to click to use the following IP address. You are going to type your IP address. But if it's automatically, you're going to leave it like where it is, right? So it's very easy how to assign your computer an IP address. So, and as I told you, this session will be recorded. You can go back and practice, right? So we are done with lab number 1, right? Okay. So lab number 1 is how to assign your computer an IP address. Let's go now for lab number 2, right? So I will share again my screen. Yeah, so lab number 2, how to verify your network configuration, right? You do have your computer, you are not troubleshooting something, or maybe something doesn't work properly. How will you know your network configuration, right? Like you do have a PC, like a PC in front of you, how will you know which configuration are there, right? Very easy. What you need to do, you have to go to command prompts. You type CMD, right? And when you type CMD, you have to wait. You know, when you are dealing with command prompts, you have to run your command prompt as an administrator, right? Because when you are running your command prompt like an administrator, your PC will listen to you. All the commands will be accepted. So you go to CMD, you right click, you run it as an administrator, right? Say yes, yes. Now, which command you are going to use? ipconfig. So you only type ipconfig, right? This ipconfig is when you are using Windows, but when you are using Linux, you must use ifconfig. You press enter, right? When you press like enter, if you are dealing with cables, you must go to Ethernet, right? You just check, like mine, I'm dealing with Wi-Fi. So you're going to go to wireless LAN adapter, right? You check your IPv4, this is your IP address. You check your subnet mask, you're gonna see your subnet mask. So, and you are going to see the default gateway. Default gateway means that the IP address of the router or the IP address of the wireless access point. Because for troubleshooting, sometimes people are using wrong default gateway. That way they cannot connect to the internet. How will you know that? You must go to CMD, to command prompt, you type ipconfig, this is the command, and you check your default gateway if the user uses the correct default gateway, right? So shortly, for you to verify your network configuration, you must go to command prompt. How to go to command prompt? You just type CMD and you right click, you run it as an administrator. When you are there, which command you are going to use? The command is ipconfig, there is no space, right? So from there, you will know the IP address of your computer, you will know the subnet mask, so, and you will know the IP address that allows this computer to connect to the internet. So we call it a default gateway. So from here, you will know, like if a user uses a wrong IP, because if you're using a wrong IP, you cannot get connected, right? Yeah. Let's move to lab number 2. But before even moving there, let me first stop sharing. Yeah, so we were discussing how to verify your network configurations, you as an engineer. So most of the times you have to troubleshoot like maybe a connectivity problem. But before even doing your troubleshooting, you have to know the current configuration, right? So what you must do, you have only to go to command prompt and you type the command ipconfig. When you type that command, make sure that you have to know which adapter you are dealing with, right? Wireless adapter or wired adapter, right? When you go there, you are going to see the IP address, the one that says IPv4. This is the IP address of your computer, right? Now you are going to compare that IP and the IP address of the network that you are using in your company, right? Sometimes the user or that particular PC uses the wrong IP, that way you cannot connect. And you are going to go back, you change the IP, and we did it, how to change. And from there, sometimes a user or that particular PC uses a wrong default gateway. What is a default gateway? This is the IP address of the device that allows you to connect to the internet, or the IP address of the router, or the IP address of your modem, or the IP address of your access point. So we call it that IP default gateway. So if you are using the wrong default gateway, you cannot connect to the internet, right? So sometimes your computer can connect to other computers locally, but not to the internet. Your mind will go back to what? To the default gateway IP address, right? So let's move to lab number 3, right? Let me try to share my screen. Yeah, lab number 3, how to test connectivity between computers. This connectivity that we are talking about, so it's not only about computers. Sometimes you can try to test connectivity between your computer to the printer, right? If your computer can connect to the printer, or your computer can connect to the camera, right? So how we are going to test the connectivity between devices, right? You can just go to command prompt, right? You go to command prompt, you type this command, ping, P-I-N-G, ping space, you put the IP address of what? The IP address of the destination. Suppose like this is your IP address, right? So you only type the command ping space, you precise the address of the destination. Like maybe you want to check if your computer can print. How will you know? You have to ping the printer, right? For you to ping that printer, you must type ping space, you put the IP address of the printer. Sometimes also you can check if you can view the cameras. So if your computer can access the cameras or a particular camera, you have to ping. So you go to command prompt, you ping space, you put the IP address of the camera. Or maybe you want to check if your computer can talk to another computer, like in your company. You have to ping, you put space, you put the IP address of the destination computer, right? So, and there's another thing that we need to understand. Sometimes people, they cannot like connect to the internet, or computers cannot connect to the internet. For you to test the connectivity, you can ping a particular website. So I can say ping google.com, right? .com, right? So you can try to ping a particular website and observe the reply, right? So, and when you are waiting the reply, you must always check sometimes if there is a reply or not, right? But sometimes there are other wireless devices or network devices that can block the ping just for security, right? Let me go back to, yeah. So what I was saying is this. For you to test like a connectivity between devices, you must use the command ping, P-E-P-I-N-G, PING, right? Space, you put the address of the destination. Sometimes you can even put the name of that device, right? Now, when you are dealing with testing the connectivity, you as an engineer, you cannot only check connectivity between computers, you can also check the connectivity between your computer and the wireless access points. Now, how will you know if those two devices can communicate? You must ping the wireless access point, right? You must ping the default gateway. Because sometimes you as an engineer, they can call you, they can say, okay, I cannot connect to the internet. So in your question, what you're gonna know, when we are talking with internet, we are talking with the default gateway. And default gateway is what? It's the device that allow like others to connect to the internet. So I must ping that device and see the reply, right? So this is how you can test the connectivity. Sometimes you cannot print, like, or maybe a particular computer cannot print, right? You have to ping the printer, right? So, and when you are dealing like with networking, when you are done with cabling, right? You have to pass by what? By testing the connectivity. You must make sure that like every devices that you are using can communicate, right? By testing the connectivity, passing by the command ping, right? Let's move to lab number 4, right? For lab number 4, it's how to rename a PC. How to rename a PC, very, very important, right? What does it mean by how to rename a PC? It means this first. You need to give your PC a meaningful name. A meaningful name means your PC must reflect the location, right? Because you are going to deal with thousands of computers. You as an administrator, you as a system engineer, you are going to deal with so many devices, right? So when you want to rename a device, number one, you must have like a location. Like you can say PC1 floor 10, right? So the name of the device must reflect the location, right? Number one. Number two, the name of the device must reflect the software, right? Software installed. Maybe you can say PC10, Flow 10, Windows Server, or Linux Server, or App Management, or Bank Management App, right? So when you are renaming your PC, you are giving your computer, not only computer, your devices. It can be like a printer. You can say printer 10 management, flow 20, right? Because you are going to deal with so many devices. And for you to have a better management, you have to know how to rename your PC. Because when you are going to click on network, you are going to see thousands of devices like in your network. How you are going to look at a specific device. So naming a device is very, very important, right? Two considerations, you must look at the location and software installed, very important, right? Now, how to rename, let me show you, right? I know that some of them are very basic. So you just go to File Explorer, right? When you go to File Explorer, you go to this PC, you right click, right? And you go to Properties, right? But it depends which kind of operating system you are using, right? But like for others, maybe the most important, what you must know, you can check. Sometimes you can just go to the internet and you only type Windows 10, how to rename a PC. So they will give you steps, right? So, but the most important is why you have to do so, right? So this is how you can rename your PC, right? Very, very basic, right? Okay. Now let's go to lab number 5. How to join a PC to a domain, right? Very, very important. How to join a PC to a domain. Let me first try to stop sharing. We're going to see how to join a PC to a domain, right? You see, when you have a company, right, that company will have what we call a domain. Maybe that domain is fnb.com, right? Now, for your domain to control other computers, you have to join those other computers to that particular domain. You have to point your computers to that particular domain, to fnb.com, or maybe like it's your restaurant.com. You have to join like all your computers to that particular domain. So those computers will be member of your domain, right? Especially when you are dealing with servers, right? When you are joining your computers to the domain, what does it mean? Those computers will belong to the same family, right? To the same family, you can control them. You can switch them off. You can switch them on. You can do whatever you like wherever you are because they are member of your domain, right? You as a sysadmin, right? This is one of the tasks when you are done with cabling, with connectivity, with testing like the connectivity, you have to join computers to the domain. When you join your computers to the domain, you can manage them, you can control them, right? You can do all the administration tasks because they are member of that particular domain, all right? So the domain will be chosen by you or by your senior guy, right? Now, how can you join your computer to the domain, right? For other like operating systems, you have only to go to to this PC. You right click, you go to manage, or sometimes you can go to properties, right? So you have to check which operating systems that you are using, right? But the most important, you are not obliged to memorize like all those what steps and so on. But what is very important for you is what does it mean by joining a computer to a domain, right? So this is very, very important, right? Now, you can go to rename this PC, you go to change, you click on change. When you click to change, you are going to see, so it's somewhere it says member of, you have to click there on domain. When you click on domain, you put your domain name for your particular company, fnb.com, right? pizza.com, right? mancosa.com, richfield.com, right? So very like easy. You go to this PC, you right click, you go to properties, right? You go to rename this PC advanced, and you go to change. You click on domain and you type the domain name and you click OK, right? So there is no need for you to memorize. There is no need for you to memorize how to join a computer to the domain because you can check from the internet. When you know which type of operating system that you are using, you can only ask how to join a computer to a domain using Windows 10 or Windows 11. They will tell you steps, you go back. What is very important is what does it mean by joining those computers to the domain? Suppose like you got 20 computers, like in your company, right? 20 computers. You want to control those 20 computers. You cannot control them if they are not member of a single domain. You have to join them to a single domain, right? That domain will be chosen by you as an admin, right? Or maybe your senior guy will be deciding on your domain, right? And that domain will reflect your business, right? You're gonna give it a name, right? So when you know your domain name, maybe spa.com, this is your domain name. Now you have to go to every computer, right? You join that computer to the domain. You precise the domain name, right? Now sometimes they can ask you the username and the password. Which username and the password? The username and the password of the computer that will be keeping your domain name, right? So your domain name will be kept like in a single computer, like that server, right? Now you have to join those computers to the server, to the domain name, so that the server can control those computers, right? Now, when you go to every computer, right, you type the domain name, right? They will ask you now, like a username and the password. Which username and password? Username and the password of that computer that will be keeping the domain. Where is the domain? That server. When you're gonna punch the username and password, when you go back to your server, you can view all the computers that are member of your domain, right? And from there, you can manage those computers from the server, right? So this one is, sometimes I'm receiving so many questions, some calls from students who are waiting already, how to join computers to the domain, right? Let's go to the following lab, right? What is it? Lab number 6, how to share folders, drives, and so on, right? Let me first stop sharing. You have to see my face properly so that you can understand. What does it mean by sharing, right? When you are dealing with networking, right, you need to understand the concept of sharing. Sharing means this, right? When you connect computers, when you are done with cabling, right? When you are done with testing the connectivity, right? You have to share. You can share a folder, right? Suppose like I will share one of the folder on my computer. What does it mean? It means you guys also, because we are in the same network, you can view my folder from your device, right? So if you share your folder, other people from your network can view that folder and use it, right? So if you can share your hard drive, your C drive, your D drive, means what? Other people from your network can view it from their computer and they can access it, right? You as an admin, you as a sysadmin, you're gonna manage servers. From the server, you can create a folder where everybody can save their work, right? Or maybe you can have a spreadsheet where everybody can access, right? Now, you must understand how to share that folder so that everybody can access. Not only a folder, it can be an application, right? That everybody can use, right? So it can be your USB. Maybe you have only one USB. You want like everybody to use the same USB, right? And save their work, right? You have to share that USB. Maybe you have only one camera, like one IP camera. That IP camera, you plug it to the server, and you want everybody to use that camera from their computers. You have to share that camera, right? So this is the concept of sharing. So sometimes people ask me, why when I'm going to spa, I can see like everybody using the same app. What does it mean? It means the app is on every computer. No, the app is only where? On a single computer, right? But when you understand from the basic level, sharing concepts, you are done already, right? Because when you design a network for a company, right, you have also to share some folders, some drives that everybody will use, because you want what? You want single management of your folders. When you have one place of saving files, one place like of saving files, it's going to be very, very easy for you to manage, because you will know those people who are accessing that file, those people, whatever they are doing, you can trace, you can monitor, you can even configure security or permissions, right? Now, how to share a folder? Let's do it, right? What you must do, it's very easy, right? Suppose like I want to share, let's say, let me create a folder first, like this folder. I can say data or payroll. Let's say maybe it's payroll, right? Now, I want this folder to be accessed by anybody, like in our company, right? So I have to share it. So what must I do? You go just there on top, you right click, you go to properties, right? You go where it says sharing. You click on sharing, you go where it says advanced sharing. You click on like advanced sharing, you click on share this folder, you can give it a name, right? So, and from here, limit the number of simultaneous users. You can limit how many people can access at the same time the same folder, right? And when you are done, you must click on like apply, and you confirm, okay, close, right? So this folder will be viewed by other people, right? They can access, right? Very, very like easy. You can even share your C drive. Just right click, you go to properties, right? You go to sharing, you go to advanced sharing, share this folder. Yes, yes, right? Yeah. Now, when you are done with sharing. When you are done with sharing, you cannot only do sharing, right? After sharing, you have to configure what we call security or permissions, right? Right? You cannot allow everybody to access the same folder and doing whatever they like, right? You have to configure what we call security or permissions, right? So I can allow you to access this folder, but what you can do, it's my decision as a sysadmin, a system admin, right? So I have to configure the permissions, right? This is what we are going to do now. And you have to understand like business requirement and job description. You must have a list of all the workers from the HR, from the CO, what a CO can do on this particular folder, or maybe on this particular what application according to the job description. So a CO can do this. So the CO can modify this folder, the CO can delete, and so on according to its job description. Now you are going to go back to that folder. You configure the permission. You can allow, like the CO maybe to have the right to delete, to update, right? So how to configure it? We are going to see it now, right? So after sharing, you need to configure permission. Permission, you have to follow what? Job description. You have to check, right? For every worker. When there is a new worker, you must check the job description. From the job description, you have to give him access to the system, right? And that's like access, small mistake, you're gonna be fired, right? Like maybe when you don't configure a permission properly, any worker can access like the payroll and change his own salary, right? This is your mistake because you never configure permissions properly, right? Now, how to configure permission or security, right? You must go to the folder or to the application or to the drives or cameras or printers that you shared before, right? Let's do it. So you go to your folder, like my folder that I shared. You right click, you go to properties. This time around, don't go to sharing, you go to security, right? When you go to security, you have to click on edit, right? When you click on edit, you have to click on add, right? When you click on add, this is where you have to precise the name of the person that you want to give permission, right? But for now, I'm going to just take everyone, right? But you can type Mbali or Tando, but those names must be already like user accounts that you already created, but we are going to see later on how to create those user accounts. But for now, there is no user account yet, so I'm going to just give like access to everyone. So I'm going to type everyone, but this is where you must type the name, the user account of the CEO, of the manager, and so on. Just type his name there, and you have to check names. You have to check, so if you can find that user account in your database, right? You click on OK, right? So you can see there everyone. Now, I can give permission like full control or modify and so on. I can even do a deny, like access. There are some folders where people they can only view, but they don't have the right to modify, right? So all those decisions will be yours, right? And you apply, OK, right? So this is how to configure security, right? Those are the basic tasks for a sysadmin guy, right? So I didn't want you guys just to learn about like theories, what is the network, what is the protocol, what is this. Sometimes I will always split my session in two parts. First part we do practicals like for 20 minutes, and second part will be we are going to move on with theories. But when we are doing like practicals, you are learning already a theory, right? Let's move to the next lab, right? So I'm trying my best to finish all these labs today. Okay, lab number 8. There is no number, it's here. How to configure network discovery. How to configure network discovery, right? What does it mean by network discovery? Network discovery means this, right? When my network discovery is off on my computer, it's off, means this: from your computer, you cannot view my computer, right? So when the network discovery is off, you cannot view my computer, right? So sometimes your network discovery must be off. You can connect your computers, but the server, or maybe from the server, the network discovery is off. That's why people they cannot view the server from their computers and access folders or apps, right? So the concept of network discovery, you can put it on or off, right? You can leave it so that people they can view your computers from their computers or not. It depends to your business requirements or to your company design or your network design. You know the business requirements, so, and you are going to decide if you are going like to leave the network discovery on or off, right? Now, how to put it on and how to put it off, right? This is what we are going to do. Let me try to share again my screen. So what you must do, you only go to your network symbol, like wireless signal or symbol. You right click, you go to open network and internet settings. You click there, right? When you are there, this time around, you must click on Network and Sharing Center, right? When you click on Network and Sharing Center, you must go to Change Advanced Sharing, right? When you click on Advanced Sharing, you must click what? You must click on Turn on Network Discovery, You can put it off or you can put it on, right? And when your network discovery is on, other people can view your computers from their computers, right? Yeah. Let's move to the next lab. Lab number 9. How to view other devices in your network, right? How to view like other devices from your network. Somebody's trying to call me, I don't know why. Yeah. So let's go back. So when you are done with network discovery, right? Now, how can you view like other computers from your computer? Because you have to access servers, you have to access like printers and so on. How you are going to view them from your computer, all right? What you need to do, it's very easy. You go to File Explorer and you click to Network, right? So I'll try to share my screen. So you just go to File Explorer, you go where it says Network, right? So you click on Network, right? When you click on Network, you can see a list of all your computers, like in your network. Those ones that network discovery like is on, right? You can view like a list of them, right? So this is how you can like access. But next time or next workshop, I can show you like another way like of accessing, right? So you only go to File Explorer, you click on Network, right? Let's go to the next lab. How to access lab number 10, how to access like other devices, right? So when you're already here, you're gonna see like a list of all those computers, right? That are like in your network. You can only double click on that particular computer that you wanna access. Like suppose this desktop, you can only double click on that particular desktop, right? So if there is a username and password, you're gonna punch that username and that password. Like maybe for a server, you can put like the IP address of the server, no, the username and the password, and it's gonna open. And whatever that the guy shared, you're gonna see those folders that the guy shared, right? Like here, because I'm using Richfield infrastructure, so I'm not allowed to access those computers, right? So this is how you can access those other computers, right? You only click on network, right? So this is, let's go to the next lab, right? Let me try to say the next lab was lab number 11, right? How to create user account, right? Let me try to stop sharing. I just to check somebody who just trying to call. I don't know if he cannot connect. Yeah. Now we are going to move to